So I've seen the sponsored post from The Economist like 3 times now about how individual data is meaningless. And like now I just have to say something about it.
Everyone thinks their data is worth a lot, and it really isn't. Individual data is worth exceptionally little, almost nothing. It's meaningless. Your health data, my health data, doesn't matter. Take your health data, my health data, and add it to 10 million other people over the last decade. Now we're in business. Now it's really interesting.
This just feels like such a convenient statement to make, right? Like, hey, your health data individually, your personal data individually, so meaningless. Why don't you just give it to me for free? Sign it over to me. Because for you, like, it's alone totally meaningless. So you should just give it to me. It's worth nothing. That is such BS. Like, it's confusing, right? Because technically, can people draw like sweeping conclusions or like do tons of analyses on your data, just my data? No. So in that sense, like, is it meaningless? Sure. But like, let's look at it in like a little bit of a different way, like collectively, right? Like if we all decided, hey, actually my data is worth a lot. And like, if you're going to take my data and use it to like analyze these big things and make all this money, I want a cut of that. And everyone decided that, not even everyone, let's say the majority of people decided that. So the majority of people were like, hey, you can't have my data. I want a cut of the money you're going to get from using it. That would really suck for those companies, right? Like, they want you to think your data is meaningless because then they can just have you sign it away for free and they can do whatever they want with it and make a lot of money. Just because you can't do much with it on its own doesn't mean it is not incredibly valuable. Doesn't mean that it's something you should just like casually sign away or give people access to. Data is like actually your personal data is, in my opinion, an incredibly powerful currency because big companies need your data. They want your data. They are invested in you thinking it's not a big deal to give it to them because they can then collect millions of people's data and learn a ton about society or draw conclusions or target you for marketing or whatever. But like your data equals money. And if a bunch of people like collectively were like, hey, I'm actually not going to give you my data for free because I don't think it's meaningless, I think that would really throw a wrench in some business plans. People are invested in you thinking your data is meaningless. And in some sense, it is. And in another sense, it's absolutely incredibly valuable.